What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian and welcome to See Real Productions. You guys, so with all the speculation evolving around Matt Reeves' Batman casting, it leads me to believe certain things. Now, the Matt Reeves Batman trilogy, I think, is going to be an extremely important part to Warner Brothers. Obviously, you know, they're giving it to Matt Reeves and he's writing the entire script and all, and they're giving them the time that is needed to get these three movies, making sure that the script it's pitch perfect, realistically. Because the last time we got, you know, a trilogy, it was Christopher Nolan's, and that was damn near a fucking masterpiece. So far, like, we haven't had, you know, a single Batman movie to ever touch something like that. Ben Affleck's Batman and Batman vs. Superman was a well written Batman. And you know, the future of the characters just didn't look bright because of what Warner Brothers wanted, and it fell really short, and it sucks, and it's really unfortunate for Zack Snyder and Ben Affleck, because I feel like Ben Affleck as Batman, you know, it was fantastic in Batman vs. Superman. But with that being said, you guys, should Matt Reeves' Batman trilogy be a part of the DCEU? Now, what I mean by that is, should it be Ben Affleck's Batman, but 20 years earlier? Should that be the case? Now, as of right now, Robert Pattinson and Nicholas Hoult are the front runners for the role. But I feel like it's definitely gonna go to Robert Pattinson. I have a great feeling, and I feel like he's more perfect for the role than Nicholas Hoult. Not hitting on Nicholas Hoult, I just can't see him as a Bruce Wayne type Batman character. But I feel like Robert Pattinson definitely has the look, has the stature, and I feel like he would actually be, you know, a hell of a Batman, if I'm being honest with you, and even possibly a hell of a Bruce Wayne. So as of right now, there are rumored to be 2 to 6 villains for this Batman movie. 2 to 6 villains. The Penguin and Catwoman are rumored to definitely be the 2 villains in the film. Now, as far as the casting goes, there has been no casting, but I know Josh Gad has been really pushing towards him being cast as the Penguin. Now, I don't mind that. I just want this Penguin to have somewhat of the feel that we got in Batman Returns, because I really enjoyed Danny DeVito's Penguin and what Tim Burton brought to the table and how he made Gotham feel. That's one thing I will always say. Tim Burton was able to capture the essence of Gotham that, you know, the Batman animated series had. Everything else after that never really got that Gotham feel to me, at least to me. You know, even in Batman vs. Superman and, you know, the whole DCEU, I never felt that Gotham had a tone. Never. And I feel like Tim Burton was able to pull that off, and I'm hoping that Matt Reeves does that as well. But 2 to 6 villains. Catwoman, no casting so far. Nobody's been in talks. But if I had to cast somebody as Catwoman, probably Kate Beckinsale or Vanessa from Deadpool. Those would be my fan casting for the character. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, well, we've already gotten the Penguin and Catwoman in Batman before. Yeah, we gotten Catwoman, you know, back in the early days with Adam West. We've gotten Catwoman in Batman Returns. We've gotten Catwoman in the Nolan series. I get that. I know where people were coming from out of frustration of wanting to see more villains that we haven't seen before on the big screen. And it makes sense, because Batman has literally some of the greatest villains of all time. I'm going to read you a list. Bane, Ra's al Ghul, Two-Face, Poison Ivy, Black Mask, Clayface, Deadshot, Joker, Hush, Scarecrow, Riddler, Mad Hatter, Killer Croc, Man-Bat, Deathstroke, Hugo Strange, Mr. Freeze. Like, I would love to see a better iteration of Mr. Freeze, Clayface. I would love to see that shit. And Deathstroke. You know, Deathstroke was teased at the end of, you know, Justice League. And I was like, holy shit, we're getting a Ben Affleck Batman versus that kind of Deathstroke. How awesome would that be? But that's most likely not happening anymore. So he has multiple villains that, you know, that we haven't seen on the big screen before that they can use. But like I said, we don't know where this Batman takes place. We just don't know. Nothing's been confirmed. Nothing's been said by Matt Reeves or the studio. Yes, Ben Affleck won't be playing Batman. Yes, it's an earlier Batman, a much younger Batman. But I feel like it still should be set in the DCEU. But just 20 years before Batman versus Superman. A much younger Batman. I feel like that would make sense, because you know, all the continuity stuff, you really wouldn't have to worry about anything that Zack Snyder built, you know, going forward, you know, in like Batman versus Superman or Man of Steel. You wouldn't have to worry about any of that. You can just focus on your 3-arc film from whatever Matt Reeves has planned out for these 3 movies. You can just focus on that stuff. You know, you don't have to mention an Aquaman. You don't have to mention this or that or that. Maybe by the 3rd film, you can mention how Robin dies, or show how Robin dies. Like, we don't know what's really going to happen. Like, what if Robin is in the 3rd film? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so curious to see more news, or hear more news about, you know, where this film takes place, or is it a part of the DCEU? Like, I really want to know. But if you're asking me, you know, I think it should be part of the DCEU. Just make it a younger Ben Affleck Batman. Because the suit, Alfred, J.K. Simmons, you know, Jeremy Irons, you can use these characters. We have de-aging stuff, so they can bring back a Jeremy Irons as Alfred, you know, de-age him. You can bring back a J.K. Simmons, de-age him. Like, it would make sense, and I feel like that would be the smart way to go. You know what I'm saying? You can have a three-piece masterpiece trilogy of Ben Affleck's Batman's earlier days that we've got no history about, nothing whatsoever. Because, you know, in Batman vs. Superman, he was a much older Batman. He was, 20 years in the making. So I feel like they should go that route and say, hey, this is what happened in those 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit would be so sick, and I would love to see that. And like I said, I would like to see Jeremy Irons return as Alfred. I don't want to see a brand new Alfred. I'd like to see J.K. Simmons return as, you know, Commissioner Gordon. That's just me. You know, there's a lot of potential to go on with this Batman movie, and I'm so excited. I know they're supposed to start shooting this year for a 2021 release date, but I'm so pumped. I can't wait for the official announcement for who's going to be playing Batman. But like I said, I have a strong feeling it's going to be Robert Pattinson. I really do. Most people are starting, like, fandom has gotten so bad right now. People petitioning, saying, oh, hell no, not the guy from Twilight. Like, dude, that was like 10 years ago. That's all you know him for. Do your homework. Do your research. Search up, you know, films that he's done within the past 6 to 7 years. He's obviously grown. He's not doing these big blockbuster movies. He's always doing these indie films. And I hate fandom has become some of the worst shit ever. Always starting a petition over some dumb shit. Like, fans make things so bad. Like, it's unnecessary. Very unnecessary. People hated on Heath Ledger. Oh no, Heath Ledger as a Joker, that's gonna be terrible. And guess what? He delivered a fucking epic performance, douchebag. Like, give people a chance. Give them a chance. That's it. I don't get it. I really don't get it, you guys. It's fucking people, man. It's annoying. But I'm still pumped. I am still pumped for this Batman trilogy. I cannot wait to see new villains. You know, I hope they don't go the realistic route. Like I said, I want it to be more of a Arkham-style type thing, you know, how Ben Affleck's Batman was. I want it to be just like that. Fighting style and everything. That's exactly what the imitation I want. Because that's my picture-perfect Batman. Literally. That is it. When I think of Batman, I think of that. Like, that shit was so rock solid. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. And we're talking about this trilogy. I want it to be just like that. I want him to be super strong. I want him to move fast and shit like that. You know, move in the shadows. Like, I really want to see something like that. And as far as the villains and stuff like that, make them, like, source material. Please, pull from source material. Please, please, pull from source material. Why not? There's so much Batman stuff out there that you should be able to pull from your source material. No excuses. Look what Kevin Feige's done with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Pulling from source material is the most important thing. Making characters look the way they're supposed to look. If you have a character like Clayface, don't make him fucking practical effects. Put him in motion capture performance and CGI that shit. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Killer Croc. We all know how bad that shit look in Suicide Squad. Put him in motion capture performance and CGI that shit. Source material. Very important. I cannot stress that shit. Cannot stress it. Very important when doing comic book movies. Very, very fucking important. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. Can you imagine they go like a Hush route and we get to see Hush? Ooh. I get to reopen this stuff and read it because this is literally one of the greatest Batman comics that I've ever read, you guys. Hush is so good. So good. Many villains. Source material. Pull from the source material. I have high hopes. I believe in Matt Reeves in this trilogy. I feel like this shit's going to be legendary. I cannot wait. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Should this Matt Reeves trilogy be a prequel to Ben Affleck's Batman? Should it be a part of the DCEU? Or should it be its own entity? Post your comments down below, you guys. And thank you for taking time today for watching C Real Productions. Peace.